If I was starting over, what is the first thing I would do to build my business? Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, it's Rosemary Lewis, your real estate bestie, and today we are answering the question of what would I do if I was starting over to build my business? What's the first thing I would focus on? But before we get into it, you know what I need you to do. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And while you're at it, can you give us a thumbs up so that all of the folks at YouTube will know that we are over here doing big things, educating and supporting our real estate besties so they can, push our content out to the other besties. So let's talk about our question today. Okay, bestie, today's question comes directly from one of my coaching students, Kimona. And in one of our coaching sessions, she asked me a question that I hear often, and I knew if she had it, you have it too. And that question is, what is the first thing that I did to start organizing my business? This is a wonderful question because, quite honestly, a lot of us, I think majority of the people that I meet that have become real estate agents, like you did not go to college to say, I'm going to be a real estate agent. A lot of times it is a secondary career. You've done something before. You all know that I was a teacher prior to being in real estate. So going from an employee where everything was kind of structured for me in terms of what I needed to be doing, when I needed to do it, and then going into real estate, I didn't even know where to get started. So this wasn't the first thing that I did, but this is the first thing that I did when I realized that I had a business and things started clicking. And that was learning to tell my time where to go and having really, really good time management. Now, I do not want you to say, okay, Rosemary, that's not me. I got into this business to be free and flexible, blah, 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 blah. No, trust me. This is definitely the game changer. And what I have found for myself and what I find for different agents that I coach, different agents that I just know, is that those of us who are very clear on what we are supposed to be doing, very clear on, how to get the most out of our money-making hours, but also how to actually enjoy your life. This is the part that I think that stumps people when it comes to time blocking or time management, is that it just sounds like it can be very rigid, but the reality is that it is actually very freeing. When you are clear on what you are needing to do in order to move not just your business, but also your life forward, it is a huge game changer. So way back when, I actually was introduced to the concept of time blocking from a book called The One Thing by Gary Keller. Now, I was about to say I've never been a part of Keller Williams. That is not true. I was a part of Keller Williams for about 18 days. It was a very short time. But let me tell you something. Even though I've never really been a part of Keller, I like your boy Gary, okay? He is very smart. And in the book, The One Thing, he talks about the idea that one of the reasons that we do not achieve goals or people don't achieve goals is that you put all these different goals, you have all these different things that you want to do, and you're scattered. You're focused on everything going in every different direction and not truly getting traction. And I know I'm not the only one. Has anyone ever set out to clean your house, but you move from room to room to room and you've been quote unquote cleaning for hours, but nothing has been done? That is exactly what happens when you don't have clarity and control over how you are scheduling and appropriating your time. So the one thing that he suggested was time blocking. And listen, when I heard that, it's like a light bulb went off in my head, and I really, really doubled down on the habit of time blocking. So what it looked like for me, and it still looks like this to this day, is that every Sunday I really sit down and I think about the week ahead and I tell my time where to go, right? I block out my personal things like my quiet time and my workout and my date nights and hanging out with family. I block out those prospecting hours, right? And I make them non-negotiable, meaning that, I am going to actually pick up the phone. I'm not going to be scrolling Instagram. I'm not going to take a lunch meeting. I'm not even going to show a house during that time where I have told myself and I've told my schedule that I'm going to be prospecting. I block out my lunch dates, right? I block out showings. I block out when I am available for appointments. And what that has done is it has provided structure. And for a lot of you listening, probably that's where you're struggling in business, right? Is that either you're not in production because you're lacking the structure, or you're in production, but you feel like a chicken with your head cut off. You are, to the point of overwhelm because there is not structure and you are not managing your time. Everybody is managing your time for you. So if I could go back from day one, I would get a really, really good handle on what that is supposed to look like, and I would start practicing it. I was actually licensed for close to a year before I started time blocking, and literally, I'm just telling you, when I got clear, when I was doing my activities, and I made the schedule, right? So for instance, it's summer. My time block for summer is a little bit looser than it would be during the school year. Why? Because my kids are out, because there's travel, but I'm still holding myself accountable to that schedule, and I get to decide, okay? So for you, I definitely would say, if you're looking like, what's the first thing I need to get going in my business, is how I am handling that. And if you would like a resource, listen, I got you, bestie. We actually have a behind the scenes peek, right? If you want to take a look of the day in the life of a successful real estate agent, I have it blocked out for what it looks like when I was really, really focused on production. Head on over to rosemarylewis.com/day, and you'll be able to just get a sneak peek of what a schedule looks like when you are time blocking it. And if you're ready to go a little bit deeper, honestly, y'all, I feel so strongly about this. I've done an entire course. It is a short course though, but it is a course that will teach you exactly how to time block, and you will be able to go back, look at the modules. I really model even the thinking behind creating your schedule. Head on over to rosemarylewis.com/time, and you'll be able to literally start time blocking right away, because we'll deliver that right to your inbox, okay? I hope that this was helpful, and do me a favor, go ahead and share this video. Give us a thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening to the podcast, give us a 5-star review, because what that does is it tells the algorithm that, you know what? We are over here learning with Real Estate Bestie, so push us out so that we can meet more besties, okay? So just take a quick second, thumbs up, do all the things that pushes us out in front of everybody else, and I can't wait to see you next week. Bye, bestie.